God, I hate doing videos. They just take too long. Check us out at SoundCloud because SoundCloud is a wonderful platform for creators, podcasters, and musicians alike because that is where you are going to find bonus material from yours truly, Ossie Memo and Uncle Zeddy Bear. Okay, that's where we're going to really unleash into thoughts, and I think we're going to expound a little more out there. And we're going to give you previews on the video shit, but we're going to recommend you to go there. Anyway, I've already wasted 35 seconds. I did an 11-minute plus video about today's subject. Yes, I know I don't want to talk about the same shit that everyone else is talking about on hip-hop and giving my reaction. Nor do I always want to talk about Joe Budden and Everyday Struggle. Oh, reference that. But Joe Budden is out at Everyday Struggle. Now, I don't like Complex. Never liked Complex. I've said that in the past. I think they're a garbage publication. I actually said some pretty offensive things in my other video, I guess, after listening to it. And it was 11 and a half minutes. I don't really give a shit about the offensive stuff. It was 11 minutes. Anyway, I'm rambling. So, Joe's out at Everyday Struggle. Let's cut to the chase. His contract was up in October. He was just kind of gliding through the past 2 months. Apparently he wanted $5+ million or 5 some odd million for an undisclosed amount of time. When he went on paternity leave, that's when Complex cut him loose. They didn't really even tell the guest host, DJ Hookhead, who's filling in for him, because DJ Hookhead took to Twitter to assure fans that he was only filling in with Joe while he was taking care of his family. Joe responded, "No, do not let them fool you. I'm out." This was one of many tweets. He said, "They are using my 3-day-old son as a cover-up for the internal chaos." Now, that is just like any other conglomerate. Fucking disgusting. So I'm going to bring in a little bit of conspiracy theory in here about Complex that I think Cedric will like. Not a lot, but I'm going to put a little grain in there to kind of leave some food for thought. Complex is just like any other big company, right? They can destroy culture. They can sell shitty products. They have a hidden agenda. No one's held accountable for it at all. They're a bullshit publication. They're nothing to do with hip hop, in my fucking opinion. I mean, they show their employees working in their cubicles. They show them in the fucking rat race. And they show, I don't know what they show besides emo hip hop millennial crackers and Asian kids trying on fucking sneakers when they don't have someone from the Kardashian clan or some other celebrity doing on sneakers. But anyway, they're not real hip hop. They don't deserve to have the creativity of Everyday Struggle. Joe Budden brought a lot to that show. It was almost like watching First Take, what have you. He was like at the Stephen A. Smith. He also came at it very analytically, along with passion, and it was predominantly strictly talking about hip hop. It was a great structure. Joe kind of represented the old school academics more of the new school, but I think Joe really pulled in the guest. The guest showed up to kind of just bash on academics. Excuse me. Most of the guests, anyway, that academics may have critiqued. But Complex is trash. I don't know who could fill in on that show. Joe has his own podcast. I'm sorry, I'm coughing. Joe has his own podcast on his own channel on YouTube. It used to be called, I'll name this podcast later. Something happened. He needed to change it. And also, it looks like he needed to change the location to the foyer of his home. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I can only speculate off an interview that I watched with him where I love you, Joe, but he had a walk-off. He had a bit of a meltdown. He was on Hot 977. Apparently, an employee of his, a young lady that he let go, was working as an engineer, I think, at Hot 977. Was in there during the interview with Ebro, Lars Stiles, and Peter Rosenberg. They got into an argument about it. Peter Rosenberg was sticking up for this young lady. He also stated that he was the one who gave Joe Budden the space to record the podcast, which was free. Joe Budden ungratefully kind of said, well, I'm a rapper. You think I need recording space? This was a year ago. This was over a year ago. This was August of 16, I think, when he was promoting his album Rage Against the Machine with A-Rap Music. So I don't know. I can only speculate that's what happened. I don't think Joe is a man that's down right now at all. He is blessed with a beautiful kid. He still has a podcast, and as far as I see, many people go to it, and there is something that he's promoting, and I think the third week of January, called "Oh What a Night," where and it's the promotion is beautifully done. It's about a minute long on his page, where creators of any kind come out, and it's I don't understand the whole thing, but creators of any kind, it's just come out. If you rap, if you do spoken word, if you do podcasts. So I don't think he fucking needs, he doesn't need Complex. Complex is trash. They wouldn't have thought of anything this innovative. And if they did, it would have been washed down into their benefit. So good luck doing your show without Joe Budden, with the outstanding personality of Alexis Nexus, or whatever her name is, Alexis, Nadeska Alexis, I'm sorry. No disrespect. I think she's a good moderator. And academics. I mean, you're missing a huge piece. I don't know. I think Joe can do this on his own. I think it's time for him to come out of retirement and diss Migos, because, oh my God, people that listen to Migos. I mean, I have friends in their 30s that listen to Migos. Have some fucking self-respect for yourself. Okay? The fire. Joe has to respond, because this is just so good. If you're a hating, we call you Joe Budden. Really, midgets? Don't you guys do music with Katy Perry? Anyway, Joe is going to probably do something, staying in this lane of being a personality in hip-hop music, opposed to an MC. He had a great run as an MC, very overlooked, very mistreated. Yeah, I know, I sound very biased, but what he brought to the show, go check out his music if you don't believe me. But what he brought to the show, what he brings to his podcast, is just a fucking platform where you talk about rap. And I can definitely appreciate that. It's not about all the other bullshit. So I am hoping all the guests that Complex is acquiring, Everyday Struggles acquiring, follows Joe Budden, and that the well runs dry on Complex, and they just crashed in the ground for extorting hip hop. They are just the worst culture vultures, and it's shining through right now. So I am going to go, I think, on SoundCloud and give my reaction to. Just go check out our SoundCloud page. I'm not even going to tell you what's there. Okay? It's completely different shit than this. So check out our SoundCloud page. The Words of Apathy at soundcloud.com. Like I said, it's a great platform for creators of podcasts, podcasters, and musicians. So check that out.